Hi guys, students. I think most of you will be thinking after graduation, what next? What should I do after graduation? Where do I end up? What should my next steps should be? So this is for somebody who are actually planning and who are actually studied their bachelor's or masters in an engineering field in India or in UK or USA or Canada, and if they wanted to work in Australia, this is a wonderful opportunity. So if you have recently completed an engineering degree, whether it is a bachelor's or a master's, if it is in India, it should be an NBA accredited, and then for overseas universities and colleges, it should be Washington accredited. So if you are completing your degree from any of these colleges or universities, you are eligible to work for close to 18 months in Australia. You don't need any much requirements to satisfy. It is just 6 in all bands in IELTS or PTE, TOEFL, Cambridge scores are also accepted. And you should be a graduate who have recently completed, that is within the last 24 months, okay, from these accredited colleges and universities, which makes you eligible to work, do business, or find opportunities, recreation, anything. 18 months is all yours anywhere in Australia. No need of planning for higher studies or something in Australia if at all you are doing an engineering degree in this recent past 24 months. This is for you, these people. The next option, if you have completed your bachelor's or master's in Australia, the good news is now if you have completed your master's or bachelor's from a college or a university which is located in the designated or low populated areas of Australia, which are other than Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, the whole of the Australia comes under this designated areas, which are low populated basically, which makes you eligible to work for 3 to 5 years of post-study work rights based on the qualification. If you are doing a Masters of Research, you have one more year more, that is more than 3 years, that is 4 years. If you have done PhD, then you have 5 years. So based on the level of the qualification, you have more and more years of work rights to work in Australia. This is another good opportunity for you. So many people, after completing their post-study work rights, they are also stuck. They may be not getting a permanent residency or temporary residency, and they wanted to settle down there, but they have a proper employer where they'll be working, which may be closely related or been working for that employer for more than 3 years and blah blah. And then something like this, you are eligible to extend your visa from post-study work rights, that is PSW, to an apprenticeship visa, which can be issued from 1 day to 24 months. So this is another opportunity to stay back in Australia for another 24 months extended period after completion of your degree. And after completion of your degree, you're completing your post-study work rights, and then you are having a apprenticeship. So it's something like you are having a scope of working in Australia for close to 2 plus 3, 5 plus 2, 7 years. By the 7 years, you will definitely be in a position to settle down there, make your pathway towards citizenship in Australia. So this is a wonderful opportunity for students who are studying in Australia. You have this scope to settle down, and those people who wanted to study in New Zealand, you have, if you are completing your degree, which is level 7, level 8, level 9 by 2021 December, you are eligible for 3 years of post-study work rights after completing your qualification if you are studying out of Auckland region, or you are eligible for around 2 years of work rights in New Zealand after completion of your studies. So this is something, giving you an opportunity to settle down faster, easier in these countries if you are a professional or a technically sound person. So as I spoke about in my previous videos, if you are choosing a right career, getting absorbed in these countries is very easy. So we can help you out to understand which are the skills which are in great demand in Australia and New Zealand, which are the industries which are really looking for technically sound people. If you are studying those qualifications, it is highly possible that you will be able to get through the permanent residency and next citizenship opportunity. So these are the new scopes which I wanted to educate you. So these scopes which I was trying to explain you, the post-study work rights when you are on onshore is graduate temporary entrant visa, and the one which is applied from offshore is recognized graduate temporary work visa, and the apprenticeship visa, and these are the visas which today I spoke about. If you need more information about whether you are satisfying to this requirement or not, do contact us. Log into www.futureinaustralia.com, give your details, and we will come back to you on this. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
So, sir, for which people this extended visa will work?
So, as I told you, the first one scope is for engineers who have completed their course recently through an MBA accredited university or college in India or across the other parts of the world, are eligible for the graduate graduate temporary work visa, which is given for 18 months, where the requirement is just 6 in all bands.
Okay. Sir, now tell me one thing. Suppose a person who completed their education in Australia or New Zealand in the year 2019, December or somewhere like that, and they came back to India. Might be they was having some plan that after a few months they will go back to the country again, but due to this pandemic they was not able or eligible to go back to, as the international border was sealed. So do you think all these people, they are also eligible for this, or they can get some facility out of this?
Yeah. So this is a very good question. Let me tell you something. If you have completed your graduation in Australia in the last 6 months and you're offshore, you can still apply for graduate temporary visa from India to Australia, which is issued for 2 years. Okay, so previously you have to be in Australia to apply for the graduate temporary visa or post-study work rights, PSW. But now Australian government has given you an exemption that even if you are offshore, you can still apply for this graduate temporary work visa or a post-study work visa, which is valid, given for 2 years after completion of your degree, and which this is one scope. And to continuation to your particular question, suppose you have somebody is completed in 2019, which is beyond 6 months, and they wanted to come back to Australia. Yes, and you have a previous employer where you've been working, it is your past experience or past qualification is within this 24 months, you are eligible to apply for this apprenticeship visa, which can be issued for 1 day to 24 months to gain experience and improve your skills from the area where you have learned and started.
Now, sir, my next question is, like, if a person is offshore, he is not in Australia right now, so it might be difficult for him to find out a job there in Australia right at this moment. So might be they will be looking for that. Once they reach Australia, they will find a job. Will it be possible with this visa, or?
No, you need to have an employer initially to give you an apprenticeship opportunity. An apprenticeship opportunity is something not like a job. It is an opportunity to upskill yourself from the current skill what you are. So it is an advantage option for the employer also, because they will be only paying you apprenticeship salary while you are studying there, or upskilling yourself on real-time scenarios. Or if your employer is not ready to pay, even still you can go on this particular visa, upskill yourself on a volunteer basis. So you have both the opportunities. It is basically you have a graduation and you are trying to have real-time experience on job experience, something like. So even this experience which you are gaining can be traced out to another qualification by connecting it to a something like an institution. So suppose you are a certificate 3 cook, okay, and you are applying for apprenticeship visa where you have an employer who is ready to teach you to upskill yourself from cook to chef. So you have given a 24 months visa and you are connected with a training plan on this apprenticeship visa where the employer is going to train you and a college is going to monitor your training and also give you some theoretical knowledge and experience. So after this 2 years of on-job work and study, the college will be giving you a certificate 4 which will support for a chef. So it is something like you're getting a real experience and exposure plus a qualification through this particular program.
Okay. Sir, as per my understanding, the people who are still there in Australia, means onshore, it is easy for them to find out an employee. And as you were saying, there should be one person or one company or one organization should be there who is ready to give you that, give a person that writes that they are hiring, whether it is paid or unpaid, whatever it may be, they are hiring. So the people who are onshore, it will be easy for them to communicate the local people. But who are offshore, if there is anything, any help for them that college or government will be giving them?
See, unless and until you are having an organization to train you or upskill you, it is very difficult for the immigration to give you a visa. So, if at all you want to be onshore to search for an employer or a training organization to help you in upskilling on the job or through job, you can travel on a visitor visa, convert from the visitor visa if at all you have an employer who to support your apprenticeship visa. But there is no separate provision for you to come there to search for an employer.
Okay, so you mean to say the person need to be landed in that country with a visitor visa. When the person is having a visitor visa, they can search for a job or someone who can upskill them. And once they receive the opportunity, then they can apply for the temporary graduate work visa.
No, they will be applying for apprenticeship visa.
Apprenticeship visa. Okay. So for that again they need to come back to.
They can lodge onshore based on the conditions imposed on the visitor visa.
Okay, right. So after getting this apprenticeship visa, will it going to help them to get a PR or citizenship?
Absolutely. Basically, you're upskilling yourself and you are having a better knowledge and information. The same employer may try to hire you on to the next level. So you can extend your visa to a work visa, or you can, if you are eligible for a temporary work visa or permanent work visa and you are having sufficient points and you are getting that invitation, you can apply for a PR or TR also. So this particular scope or opportunity not only helps you out in upskilling you, but also gives you a scope of converting yourself into a permanent residency or temporary residency based on how good you are in that particular skill.
Okay. So my last question in about this thing. Those people who completed or completing their studies from Australia and New Zealand, they can apply for this one. Whether there is a similar scope for those people who are completing their education from their own country.
Yeah, that is what my first opportunity which I was talking about. If you have completed your engineering degree, whether it is a bachelor's or master's, from an NBA accredited college or university, or from a Washington Accord accredited college or university, you are eligible for this 18 months work visa.
Okay. My last question, because you added some point, what I need to be more clear on this. So, how I can find out ki in my country which are the colleges are accredited with NBA or?
You can send those details to us. We will evaluate your eligibility and let you know on that. As I said, you have a website which is being managed by Indian government, which is called NBA colleges. You can get into that, check whether your college is in the eligible list or not.
Okay, so if people are interested, they can give their details to you.
Yes.
To do the basic evaluation.
Yes. And we will take care of the complete process. Once you are eligible, we'll give you even the visa processing services, and also we are happy to connect you to our existing clients over there, which helps you out for your easy settlement.
So how they can communicate with you?
You can contact me by putting up your inquiry through my website www.futurein.australia.com, or you can email your details at dilip@futurein.australia.com.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for this information. I think this will be help the student very, very much to plan their career.
I'm happy. I always get pleasure if I see people are getting advantage from my knowledge and information. Thank you very much.
Thank you.